There we go. Okay, welcome back everybody to Coffee and Art now in the afternoon. So we've already done a couple of segments this morning, and now we're going to do a little bit in the time chamber. Again, I have colored a couple of things in this book. This one, I'll hold it up so you can kind of see. Colored this double page spread, and working on this one. The pagoda's not done, but I did it kind of inverted, like because it can look like it can go either way. So that's how I'm coloring this one, like it can be upside down or right side up. Okay, but we're not going to do that one today. We're going to work on this one. We already did a little bit in Lost Ocean. And again, I can almost guarantee you we will not finish this page. But I want to get it far enough along so you can at least get an idea of what to do with it, or an idea of what to do. It doesn't have to be the idea of what to do with it. But thanks, Terry. So once I get the background going and everything, I will zoom in for more of the detail. But I kind of stayed far enough back so you can see. Well, I think I can go ahead and zoom in one. Now let me autofocus with my trusty focus card here. Until we get to more detail, and then I can zoom in even more. All right, so I do put a piece of wax paper when I'm going to paint something all the way to the edge. And even though sometimes it may seep over, I at least don't want to glue the pages together with acrylic paint. Okay, so in this case, the little girl and the owl are sitting in like a window, or maybe it's even in the giant clock. Okay, it could be either one. I am not coloring her the same on every page, even though I think the story goes that she has red hair or something. I don't remember. But I'm not coloring it according to like what the story goes. I'm coloring it however I want, and she's different on every page. So I don't get tired of coloring the same girl over and over. Okay, you like the page with the owl? Good. Yeah, well, I figured you would, little book owl. And now it says, cuckoo, cuckoo. I'm going to paint over that. All right, so I'm going to start with some black paint because this is going to be black background and it will have stars. I'll probably put a couple extra planets in there. Remember, you're the boss of your color book. You can color, I could just have a blue sky with clouds. You know, it could be a day sky with clouds. But maybe I should do that because I've done stars over here. I did stars on this, so maybe we'll do a blue sky with clouds instead. And then we'll do maybe black on the outer edge as an accent. So that's what we'll do. So we'll start with, let's go with, what blue do I want to use? Do I want a nice ultramarine? Do I want a primary blue? I think I will go with ultramarine. It's a little on the purpler side. Just give it a little bit more. No, I think I'll do a day sky. Let's see. Let's go with ultramarine, but with white in it. So I want kind of a bluey purple sky. So I'm going to put down some ultramarine and white. And I'll just mix my own. Let's see how. I'll probably have to play with until I get the right shade of blue I want. See if that's light enough. I think I want a little bit more white. Okay. So I do want a flat blue, and it is kind of a purpley blue, but I don't want it marbleized like sometimes I use in my art cards. I do want it a nice flat blue. That might not be blue enough. Yeah, it's okay. All right. It's a little on the purple side, but we're going for it. You have another one, must get this one through. Yeah, don't be jumping around from page to page if you don't have to. we just worked in the other book in the Lost Ocean for about 2.5 hours. Now we're going to come over to this one for about an hour, and however far we get. So yeah, but some of the girls were working on the other one. But I just want to show you some things that you can do with different color books, right? So I want a nice flat blue. And again, that's why the wax paper is here. And I don't worry about if I get off the line a little bit because I'm going to go in there with color pencils, maybe some markers. So, okay, and here's another thing. See how her hair kind of swirls out? I don't know if you can see that here. Her hair kind of swirls out. I rarely try to paint around each one of those. I might just kind of do an indication of where one is. But what I'll do is I'll paint my own little hair over the top of this blue. So I don't have to really worry about painting around every little hair. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to get a nice flat blue. I could have got a bigger brush, but that's okay. And I'm going to put clouds in the sky too. So any questions, put them in caps. You know, hopefully, you know, can just, whatever kind of art you're doing, you can art along. And again, this is Monday on Ustream. I stream every Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern until whenever. I plan the whole day around Ustream on Mondays. Because then I go watch Jean at 4. Maybe she'll jelly plate for us today. I don't know. I didn't see if she might have said what she's going to do. And I didn't see it. I'm just kind of putting a nice flat. I didn't add any water to this paint. I want it nice and flat, although you can, you know, wet it down a little bit just to help it move. But I'm just going to paint it in. Then I'll put in some clouds. And you bought smart supplies? Good. Good, Terry. Good to have you. Thanks for stopping in. So I'll go ahead and do the sky, both the flat blue and some clouds here before we move on to anything else. I like doing the backgrounds and then the details on, you know, the things with detail, because then I can go in there and sharpen up things if I go over the lines. Like if I got any blue on that little star, well, I know I can go over that with a color pencil. Okay. So that's just the way I like to roll. And again, there's words on there. I'm just going to cover those up. It sounded like she said, but I'm not sure. Oh, she did. Okay. Jelly plate, which means you clean small. Okay. All right, Jean. Jean is going to jelly plate today. Jean is a music scrap. Let's see, what is it on YouTube? I mean, Ustream. Musical scrap without the A. I think she ran out of letters or something when she signed up. Then it stuck. Oh, all right. Talking a little less. My throat's a little sore from talking since 8:30 this morning. So I'm just talking a little less, working a little more. Oh, it was a typo? Oh, it was a typo when you signed up. Okay. Shh, Jean, I was trying to say you did it on purpose. Jean says it was a typo. And then it stuck. a jelly plate today, which I do have a copious amount of notes that I've taken from Jean's jelly plating. But it seems that when I go to jelly plate, I must file them in some odd spot in my idea notebook. Because then when I go to do the jelly plate, I never can find those particular notes. It wasn't a typo, right, Jean? Right? Janet. Go around the little antlers. And I think I will put a little white color pencil glow around them a little bit, and then some clouds. So I'm going to kind of concentrate on getting this background done first. Well, the background behind the two of them looking out the window. Then we'll see where we'll go from that. And again, I'll say on this recording that I do, anytime I finish a page, I may not finish it that day, because I got to finish that other one today. But whenever I do finish color book pages, I put them on my Facebook album. If you go to Dede Willingham and go to my photos and then go to albums, and I have there's a whole bunch of public albums that I have on my Facebook, including color book pages and color books, pictures of the color books that I've bought. Okay. So you can see both. When I do finish a page, I do post them. Because again, guys, it does take a while. I hurry through these, but you know, it does take a while to finish these. You're getting into big trouble watching you. Miss Vicky B has you buying grayscale. Yeah, you know what? I do want to get, somebody did mention that on YouTube. They wanted me to get a grayscale color book and do some. I've not seen a grayscale color book at the store. I know I can order them online, but I'm just, I'll find one when they come out in the store. So in the meantime, yes, go watch Miss Vicky B. Watch Miss Vicky B do her planners, and if she's doing grayscale color book, I don't know, is it brand new? Because I usually keep up with Miss Vicky B's. I don't know that I've only seen her do one, but maybe there's more. Okay, bye, Carrie. Thanks for modding, little pixie. Thank you. Yeah, Miss Vicky B. If you are into any kind of planners, and she does color books too. So yeah, we love our Miss Vicky B, who just did a planner conference here in ATL a couple weeks ago. I'm just kind of filling in a couple of places where I can see need more paint there. And yeah, we were talking about different people that do color books on, it was either last stream or the one before. And Peta Hewitt, and I wrote them down. A couple people said, and I haven't been to these other two yet, Jalapeno Girl and Chris Cheng, Cheng. Those two do color books too, and I haven't been to either one of them. I've been to Peta, but I haven't been to the other two. Okay, so let me hit this with the heat gun. Heat gun. I think it's Peta Hewitt, Hewitt. If someone has a link, feel free to post it. But it's Peta and then Hewitt. Links are open if y'all want to post any other color book channels that y'all know. Okay, so now what I think I want to do is, where's my white pencil? I want to do a couple things. Maybe light blue. I think I'll do light blue. Let's try that. I'm going to paint some clouds in, but I first want to do like a little aura around them. Kind of not really foggy, but you love the grayscale color books. Printed out many. Yeah, you can print some out too. I just haven't, I've barely have time to do these ones that y'all see me doing. But I will eventually do some grayscale. But in the meantime, just put in grayscale color book pages. I don't know if PETA's done any. Again, guys, I don't know all the color book girls out there. So that's why I'm saying feel free to post links. Okay? All right, so let's hang on, guys. I got one of the Prismas that is going to be troublesome for me in the sharpening side of things. Okay, let's try again. Okay, there we go. So I just want a nice, soft, and see how subtle that is? All right, it's time to zoom in a little bit, I think. Okay, let's refocus. Okay, see how that's soft? I just want a soft little kind of aura around them because I'm going to put clouds in the sky. So this will kind of make them like a little bit stand out from the sky a little bit. Miss Vicky's done a tutorial on grayscale. I knew she had done at least one page, but it's been a while since I saw it, so I need to go. Maybe she's done more that I've missed. I try to keep up with Miss Vicky B anytime she posts something new. All right, can you all kind of see? Yeah, that's showing up. Okay, well, that's good to know. Thanks, Judy Patootie. Yeah, Miss Vicky B's done a lot of different color book things, but I didn't know how many she'd done something with grayscale. Okay, so I think I'll just go ahead and kind of fill that in right there. It's too, just want that solid there. Grayscale color books are like, I guess the best way to describe it would be, let me get a, what do you call it, a clip art book. Hang on, I'll show you fairy treasure. Okay, here we go. It's where they're shaded here, like this. This is grayscale. See how it's got all the shading in it? Well, they're making color books now that look like these old clip art pieces. And you just color them, but when you go over them with, your pencils, you can still keep some of the shading. If you're careful, again, you gotta, this is just in my clip art book, right? But I just want to show you. So when you color like her cheek with just one color, you're keeping, I'll just color her whole face just so you can see. The shading stays there. I'm just going to color the whole face so you can see. See? Well, it's not really showing up very well because I did it so, I'm sorry, I have such a light hand. But you see a little bit maybe? But that's grayscale right there. Yeah, but just Google grayscale color book. You'll probably find a ton of them free over on Pinterest and everywhere. You can probably just go print you out some if you don't want to go buy a book. Like I said, I've not seen any in my bookstores yet. Have you heated? No, I haven't heated up my Prismacolors. I know. Everybody says, well, just go. I don't feel like I should have to do that. You know what I mean, Vern? They shouldn't break. Oh, I know. I know you can do that. All right, so I just want a little bit of, because like I said, I'm going to put clouds in the sky here in a minute, and this is even going to be set back even a little more. But I just wanted a little bit of something around them to make them look like they're kind of in the light. They're sitting in the light, hitting them. Yes, I'm such a rebel, aren't I? I expect my color pencils not to break without heating them up, without cooking them. I expect them to work without cooking them. Bad me. I'm just teasing, guys. Don't email me. All right, so there's just a little bit of light around the owl. Okay, now I'm going to go around the girl. Try to keep it so my hand's out of the way. And again, I'll make my own little, her hair swirling out when I get to her hair color. Yeah, but I'm sure if you just put in the YouTube search or Google search, you'll find somebody doing grayscale and coloring grayscale, and you'll also find free printouts, I'm sure. Yes. Oh, very funny. Have you tried different sharpeners? I literally have 20 different sharpeners at least. And I know that, people say, well, you need the electric sharpener and I don't want to have to do that. I shouldn't have to have an expensive electric sharpener so that my pencils don't break. Although some people have said, and I'll say this, that the last few boxes, like Janet said that her last box of Prismacolors, she's not had any problem with. So maybe they listened to the complaints and they, fixed a little quality control a little more. I don't know. All right, so I just want that little bit because now I'm going to put clouds, right? Quite a few, but simply take any color picture. Yeah, you can do that too. You can print it in grayscale. Like you can take a picture of your kids, put it in black and white, print it in grayscale on cardstock, and you can color your own kids, right? I got pictures of Cam and Boo I could do that with, and just have a color book page of the kids. So you can do that too. That's true, Trina. All right, so now what I want to do though is I want to take a little bit of white paint on my finger. Let me get a baby wipe here. I think I'll just try it with the baby wipe first. Making trouble. Yes, I know, Terry. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of white paint on a baby wipe, and I want to just do my own clouds. So I'm just going to get some fluffy ones in first, then I'll go back and add the silver lining, right? Okay, I want it real subtle. I'm going to just kind of go kind of behind her a little bit. And again, I can color over anything, right? I can color over any of this paint, but I just kind of want it behind a little bit like this. It's kind of like a cloudy, sunny day, right? Just kind of like that. Now I'm going to take more dab it off instead of rub it off, but I want to be able to put some brighter clouds. I could do this with the brush too, which I probably will do. But I add just now another layer to make some areas a little brighter. 46 pack of Prismacolor pencils I got from Sam's Club for $26 are working great. Okay, thanks, my very treasure. So maybe they're, So I'm just doing some little baby wipe clouds here. And then a few come behind. Something like that. Okay. Let's get a little bit of cloud action going. Okay. And clean that up. Now I'm going to get a brush so I can get it more. See, I want a flat brush. Let's see. piled up. Piled up. Where's my flat brush I was using? Yeah, that one will work. Okay. Just got a little scruffy brush here. I'm just going to kind of go in here and just do a few. You can kind of move it with your finger, but this is the tiny little subtleties, little clouds like this. Already think I'm going to have to get the time chamber out. They're all good. There's something good about all of them. I gotta say, I mean, I haven't met a color book I don't like. You know what I mean? It's just there's so many color books, so little time. You haven't met one you haven't liked either? Yeah. You want some way far away, some tiny little ones in there. Looks so much better with their hair, with her actually looking at something. Yeah, looking off into the distance, yeah. Just a dry brushing, just kind of dry brush and scrumbling it in there. Kind of smooth some out with your finger. Make some, just a little highlights of white here and there, especially the ones that are far, far away, like that. Maybe a little bit more up here. Just a little bit there. Just a little bit more silver lining on a few. A really bright edge on a few. Peter already did drawing for the 25 pieces. Oh, there was a contest? I didn't know that. Okay. I have a black background and stars down pat. So you're glad you're showing how to do the day sky. Okay. Don't try to. Again, I go a little fast to get it done, but you don't have to do that. Take your time. See, I'm just kind of layering them up, layer after layer. Just kind of fluff them out. Make one in front of the other. Maybe there's just a little bit more going on way back there, so it's not just like a harsh edge right there. And we could probably put maybe a little yellow, just like maybe the sun's behind the clouds. Hang on, let me tell Hubster I'm still streaming. Hey, honey, I'm still streaming. Oh, you did? You didn't say anything? Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell the girls you said hi. Okay, honey. Did you get you some lunch? Okay. All righty. All right. Bye. Okay. He said to tell y'all hi. He logged in he came in a couple times, but it wouldn't let him log in. That's probably because of firewalls at work and stuff. So, but he just wanted to come in and say hi. All right, so now, like I said, I think I want a little bit of bright yellow. Just a little dot of yellow. All right, I'm just going to pick up a little bit on my finger, and we'll have her like looking off into the, maybe it's just right back in there. Something like that. It's a little thick right there, so I think I'll take a little bit of the blue, kind of get rid of some of that rays. Maybe kind of accent those rays going back into the clouds a little bit. I just want the idea that's kind of coming through the clouds and she's kind of staring off into the sun. Not staring at the sun. Don't anybody email me. Something like that. Just a little like that. Why is she staring at the sun? Okay, now I'm just going to take my yellow just... Okay. Maybe coming through that cloud right there. Okay. All right, so let's move on. I think I will have her have blonde hair this time. So I think I'll just use some of that yellow I just got right there as a base. So I'm just going to pick up that yellow and I'm just going to color the whole hair and those little stars. Just going to color her whole hair in and the little stars. And that'll give me some tooth to do shading on. Okay. Makes you want to hang outside. Aw, thanks, guys. I'm glad you like the sun. All right, now I'm going to peach color, do a light peach. I'm just going to base coat her skin a light peach. Do all the skin. Again, it's a light touch. And I'm just doing a whole... You probably won't even be able to tell. I probably need to, well, I don't want to zoom in yet because I want to do some of this outer edge. The back is showing right there. Okay, just a little bit of color for the second. Okay, all right, because I do want to do the curtain and some of this black. I want this to be a black star. Maybe, I don't know what color curtain I want right there. A dark blue would be pretty. With black back here. Let me get some black. Okay, I'll throw out a little bit of black. Oh, I need a pokey tool. It's closed up. clock face sun. Okay, so now I want to just get some black here. And I really should have some wax paper behind here. I'm just going to be extra careful. Yeah, let me get some wax paper. Just right on that edge there, so don't have to worry about it. I can just flick it off the edge. I don't have to worry about gluing the pages together. If you have any questions, put them in caps. Thanks everybody for being here. I'm not being real careful around the stars because I'll go around those with color pencil. Remember, color pencil, white, light colors will go over black acrylic paint. And then I think I want to kind of lighten this into another shade of, I want that to be, I want it to like to be a couple of shades of blue and black. Like you can't tell if the curtain is part of the night sky or is it part of the curtain, where is it fading into each other. Let's just go ahead and do that right there. So I want to get a dark blue, a couple shades of blue. And then if I want to color inside those little Chinese, I think they're Chinese medallion designs, I can go in there with a marker. Okay, I can color in there black with marker rather than trying to paint in there. All right, now I think I'll get ultramarine blue. I'm going to get a couple shades of blue here. Okay, I can do that now, I think. You may not be able to see the subtle difference between the dark blue and the black, and maybe you can, I don't know. So this one down there. And then I can highlight with a white or light blue pencil so that you can see the folds in the drape. But I just want to base coat it first. Okay, right there. Now I'm going to add just a touch of white, lighten it up one more shade. I don't want it as light as the sky. I don't want to get it that light. Yeah, let me clean my brush. I love how you use paint in your color books. Thanks, guys. Might as well. You can use anything. I'll put a little white in there to kind of gray it down just a little. And then we'll go back in. You go back in with color pencil and add your, shadows, your highlights, and this is just a nice little base coat. I mean, it's a nice way to base your, your bigger areas. Because, I mean, I could have colored all this in with color pencil, but it would have taken a lot longer. Not only would it have taken a lot longer, let's see, I think I'm a little lighter. Not only would it have taken longer, but it would have been, you know, it's taken longer to shade. Okay, that needs to be darker black on that one. With color pencil. And just depending on how much time you have, I need this light, but not as light as the sky. So I'll have to go do that with color pencil. It's kind of make it look kind of drapey. Okay, that's enough for that for right this second. I want to get this border done. We'll go back in there with color pencils, and same thing for in there and the stars. Okay, this is just a start. I'll probably do a nice bright highlight right along that edge. All right, so let's see here now. I think I'll just do the thing she's sitting on next. I think I'll do a nice black. I think I'll do a black border here. And again, this is probably best done with a marker or pencil, but I'm not gonna try to fill it in right to the edge. I'll get a pencil for the very sharp edge, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put in a little bit of a black border, and then I'll sharpen it in with the pencil. But I just want that, I know that to be black. And then dark blue where she's sitting on the window ledge here. Then maybe we'll make this look like wood. We'll do some brown and some wood veining or something. We'll see how much time we have. See, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a hurry now. All right. Okay. Again, we're going to sharpen that up with the pencil, so I'm not worried about that. All right. So let's get a nice brown. I'm kind of liking this brown. This is raw sienna. It'll give us a nice mid-tone. Then we can add dark and light on top with pencil. All right, let's get a bigger brush. Okay. So now I'm just going to base coat this. And I might leave it a little streaky too, because I'm going to make it look like wood. Hope I'm in camera. I know it looks a little messy, guys, and you don't have to go this fast and trust that you know it's not going to be messy in the end, because I know how to fix the edges and everything. But if you're thinking, oh my gosh, it's all like messy and everything, but I know what I'm going to do with it, and it's not going to be that way when I'm done. But if you're not confident in your messiness, then take more time, okay? Don't make it messy if you can't know where you're going with it. Alright. But I want to get far enough along, like in one or two designs, and also you can see, because then you know they're just all repetitive. Like if I get one of these colored, then you know they're all going to be the same. Okay, so now I'm going to let that sit for a minute. This should almost be dry where I can go with the color pencil. Okay. And then these are going to be like some blues in there. I can probably take, do I even have enough blue on? I think I'm out of blue on my palette, so we'll just go with pencil. Okay, so now what I want to do is get some couple color pencils here. My light blue, my indigo, what is this one? Maybe violet blue, but I need indigo. Just want some different shades of blue. My black, there's my indigo. Where did indigo go? There it is. See, it's got the, I put a piece of tape on the indigo because it so much looks just like the black. Okay, what color is that? Can't tell. Where's my scrap paper? Okay. All right, let me sharpen some of these blues. Not sure which ones I'm going to need yet. And this light blue keeps breaking. Oh, do you have to? Okay, Jody's got to go. Okay, bye, Jody. Just found timepieces. Still going through it. Last one out, 200 or so. Oh, you've been going through magazines? 200 magazines, Mel? Okay. You're braver than me. I don't even go through that many at a time. Okay, so I got violet blue. I don't know which ones I'm going to use. I got black, indigo. I think this is ultramarine. I think I've sharpened that one. I think it's ultramarine and a light blue. Then I want a couple of browns. So let me sharpen a couple of browns here. This is a sienna, I think. Oh, sepia. Yeah, sepia. Kind of a gray brown. Just a couple of shades of brown. A dark brown. I think that's dark brown in there. And then a sienna to blend. Oh, over here. Sitting off to the side. Is that sienna? Burnt ochre. It's close enough. An orange brown to do the wood. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, let's make sure that's dry, is I'm going to take my black and I got to kind of turn it. Let me move all these paints out of my way. I've got to kind of turn it if I want to get a straight line. And I'm going to sharpen up along the window here on the outside edge. You can even use a ruler if you want it perfectly straight. I don't care if it's a little not perfectly straight. It's an old wood thing. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is take a dark brown and just start putting in some, make it woody. There's a little nail right there, so we'll just kind of go around that. Get my black again, get right up against her leg. Clean up those edges where I painted because it was quicker to paint. Maybe there's a little shadow under her skirt there. I'm just doing some streaky faux wood. Maybe it'll be darker under his tail right there. Probably a little shadow from her leg. Bye, kangaroo. I'm recording. Thanks for being here. I know, guys, Mondays is like all day, maybe. Some days, not all Mondays are all day, but. All right, so just kind of like some wood grain look. Okay, and I'm going to go in there with the sienna and kind of just blend that in a little. Just essence of wood. Just to kind of blend it in a little. Hope I'm staying in camera. I'm not spending a lot of time on it. I want to get to them. So you can kind of see, and if you want a little bit extra, if there's any paint left on there for you to like go on top of, to kind of do a few extra streaks. Otherwise, you can put in a few extra wood streaks like this with some paint. But I'm just going to kind of get in there with a little bit of, cream color or something. Just kind of give a little bit more essence of wood. Yes, essence of wood. Okay, that's enough. I think that's enough. Okay. But you can do more. It just depends on how much time you want to take on it, right, guys? Get in there with a few little knot holes. You can put some little, darker knot hole things and then kind of blend those in, You can do as much as you want around that little screw thing there, little nail. You can add more, some more streaks, and look at a tree. Just all you have to do is Google a picture of a tree trunk and then just kind of do the same type of grain, See? Let's do a little essence of tree. Okay, there we go. Essence of wood. Now what I want to do though is I want blue. I want this over here. Now I'm not sure where I'd edge that. Maybe I would edge it black. Let me go ahead and put black in there. Nice window, thank you. All right, now I want to be careful not to get it on this side. I probably would, just be careful here. But I want this area black right in there. And again, I could do this with a color pencil, but it would take longer to fill this all in with a dark, dark black. Okay, but I do want some black lines going across, so let me hit that with the heat gun so I make sure it's dry. A knot hole. All right, let me draw this. All right, let's put a little knot hole here. A little knot hole, okay? Just a little one there. All right. All right, so now I do want one of these lines coming out. I'll go ahead and sharpen this edge. At the same time, I'm going to put some blue back in here, but I want some black too. So I'm just going to do both at the same time. forgot a line right there. I gotta put it in. Alright, so I think I'll just do a little bit more shadow over here, like just a little bit on the edge. Darken up the edge here just a little. Make it a little distinguishable from the like lattice stuff under here. Now we could have this lattice be like the blue sky too. So if we were going to do that, let's see what color I want. Let's see, is that the same? I need it a little bit different. Okay, I think I could do it with this. Okay, so let's just say this is lattice work and you could see the sky through it. You're welcome, Terry. Actually, if you really wanted to get technical, there'd probably be a little bit of a gray or a little bit of a blue in that wood right along the, there we go. It still needs a little bit of light. Where's my light? Needs a little bit more. Where's my pencils are going, disappearing? Oh, they're probably on the floor. Need white. I think that's gray. Maybe it's white. There we go. There we go. That's better. That's better. I just did it, Mel. You just watched me. Okay, so now what I want to do is I think I'm going to go ahead and start with the light blue and shade with the slate blue. But I think I want this lattice to look like, now again, I don't know that I'm going to have time to do this whole thing because I want to get onto her and him. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to, we're going to switch to this other blue pencil. We're going to switch to the other light blue pencil and the slate blue. And you could do this with paint too, but I think it'd probably just be just as easy on these small spots. So what I want to do is the background, I'm going to go ahead and color all the background, and it's not going to show up very well right yet. Right yet? Right yet? Okay, Sammy, it's so good. I'm so glad you got to stop by. I was wondering what happened to you, so I'm glad to see you. Okay, so I'm just using a light blue. It's almost too purple, but is it the same light blue? I don't think it's the same light blue, so I need this light blue. Oh well, I'll go for it. Actually, I needed this light blue, but it's not behaving today. So I'm going to go with this light blue that's just a little bit more lavender in it than the other one. But I'm going to shade with the slate, so it should still be okay. So I'm just imagining that this is like a lattice where you're seeing the sky through. Like she's sitting on a ledge and it's sky pretty much all around her. I don't know if you can see very well. Embrace my southernness. Yeah, I can do that until I say stuff like big ol'. How big is it? It's a big ol'. It's a big old truck. And then Hubster looks at me and raises one eyebrow, like, yeah. He does it with his sisters, too. When they say stuff like big old, you know, when you start talking like Jeff Foxworthy and your husband raises his eyebrow at you, it's like, you know, time to dial back the southernness. You're welcome, Sammy. Thanks for being here. Time to dial it back. Juju printed his homework. Uh-oh. Juju said her son printed the homework, went to save it from the printer and spit out 3 blank page. Oh, it didn't print. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's no good. Nope, not good at all. The printer may not just be reading. It's probably saved, but you didn't, maybe the printer's not reading the file. Did he not save it? Or is the printer not reading it, Juju? Okay, I gotta sharpen this pencil again. I know you can see it a little bit. You know, it's not showing up a whole lot. But I'm thinking I would almost want this lattice to be white with just a little hint of, you know, maybe some gray shading to make it look like lattice. So we'll do a little negative space action. Oh, you're welcome, Colleen. Happy birthday early. Birthdays, for those y'all don't know, Colleen's birthday's tomorrow. I think I got that right, Colleen. The card went out. That's all I know. Dana used to be the one to keep me on track on the actual day. Now I have to rely on Facebook, and some people aren't on Facebook. So sometimes I miss saying happy birthday on the day to the person if I'm not paying close attention. But the cards have gone out. The cards have gone out for this whole week. Except for, I don't know about Iffy. Iffy's iffy. It's a little iffy on Iffy. She said she emailed me, so I'll have to double check on Iffy. Or Iffy might get a late card. But we'll make sure she gets one. I'm just coloring all the sky that would be peeking through. And I touched some, whoops, I touched some black right there. So that's why you see me kind of cleaning off the pencil. You want to, if you touch a dark color with a light pencil, you want to make sure and clean it off. Otherwise you're just carrying that over. And you don't want to smear it. Hopefully I'm zoomed in, but enough for y'all to still see the whole thing. Is Iffy still here? Oh, there she is. It's sometime this, Iffy said it's, oh, the 18th. Okay, yeah. Let me write it down. Ooh. I'll make sure. I'll have to go look in the birthday book. I try to get out a week at a time. Sometimes a week and a half at a time. Like if I do cards on Tuesday's usually my happy mail day. So if I do cards on like Tuesday, so like last Tuesday I did them for this whole week. So I mailed all the birthday cards out for, well, it would have been that week. So tomorrow will be for next week's birthdays. Does that make sense? So I'm usually a week ahead. Okay. Bye, Anonymous. 2 a.m. there? You must be in Oz. Are you in Oz, Anonymous? Have a good sleep. Thanks for being here. A sip of coffee. Did he put me in? Did I not get you this last year, Mel? I thought I sent you a birthday card this year. Okay, let me keep going here. All right, so now I'm going to like shade, especially right up under the window here. I'm just going to do a little bit. just so it kind of looks like the sky's peeking through the lattice work. Just to give it a little oomph. Bye, Lindsay. Thanks for being here. So I'll probably work on the tops. Just a little bit on the top of each one. Just to give it a little, I just don't want it a solid blue. I want it to almost look like you're looking at the sky. So it's not really shading anything. I mean, I'm not like shading the sky, right? But I just want a variation in color in the little openings, just so it kind of looks like the sky's peeking through. So that's why I try to get kind of the same colors as the sky. See? So I want it kind of, I don't want to say random colors, but I'm only using 2 colors. And I want them a little, just so it looks like the sky peeking through. That's all. Through the lattice work. And if there's any shading to be done, it'll be on these lattice sticks. Now that one got a little too much there. Hang on. Let me just get my little electric eraser out. I like using this every now and then. Yeah. I like the sound it makes. I'll hold it up here in a minute. And if y'all have come in the last couple hours and missed my 8:30 segment, or 9, I guess I got here at 8:30. I think I hit record at 9. If you missed the 9 o'clock segment, which is not uploaded yet, I don't upload anything till I'm completely done for the day. Then I go back and upload them in order, to YouTube. But Lady Quail Jan, or Lady Jan Quail Jan, and Mr. Bear, they went to Wales in 1991 and followed in the footsteps of Cadfael. And I read a bunch of stuff from her this morning. So if y'all missed that, it was awesome. I mean, not my reading, but the letter. The letter was awesome. Hey, Miss Allie, I'm still here. I'm still recording. So I don't know if somebody had a blip or a glitch. It didn't stop me from recording, so hopefully we're good. So I'm going to work for a few more minutes and do a little bit, maybe your skin and a couple other things here. I wanted you to kind of see some. This is, if you're just joining me, this is from the time chamber. Okay. Okay, so you can kind of see how it's just kind of modeled looking. It's not really shaded. It's not like shaded like right along on a left or right angle. It's just kind of modeled you know, just kind of colored in, model-y looking, like cloudy looking, so that it looks like it could be the sky. Actually, could even go in there with a little bit darker too. That's too gray, but I need a blue gray. Let's see if this will work. And even shade even a little bit more. Now, I won't do that now, but let me just do a couple here with a couple darker areas, and then go back over it with the blue just to make it a little bit more variation. Rather than just two colors, I'll have three here. So it kind of looks like the, uh-oh. See what I mean? Just a little bit, a few other random darker places so that it looks like it could be the sky peeking through. Okay, but I'm not going to go through all those right now because that's all we'll do if I continue on with that. But I'm just going to go in there with a gray, a slate blue, and a light blue, and just kind of keep blending in there so that it looks like the sky. Now, if you want to do the lattice, that's a different blending on that. And I'm not sure if I want to do it white. I kind of want to leave it white. Maybe just a tiny bit of shading. I know if I start, I'm not going to want to stop. Yes, it was an electric, it's a Derwent electric eraser. But if I do shade any, all right, so the sun's coming like this, so the shadows are going to be like under here. So I might just do a little bit of shading. Let me do one little square here. And then I'll go over with white. I don't want to lose the whiteness of the lattice, but I want to, maybe you could see a little bit of shadow under the lattice. Now let me take my white, where'd it go? Sharpen that. Let me sharpen it again. Okay. And then just kind of blend it out. And I'll take more time on this. Oh, hang on. Let's sharpen again. And let's sharpen again. Okay. And let's sharpen again. Well, I wanted to shade a little bit just so you can kind of see if you do want to shade one. But the white keeps breaking. Okay. And it's not like I'm pushing hard or anything either. But it won't stand out as much for sure. So you can shade it a little bit. See, I don't know if you can tell the difference between that and that. And I just started shading that. But just to give it a little bit of, dimension rather than just flat like that. So can you see the difference? A little shading with gray, no shading. So you can do either one. But I'm not going to do any more on it right now because otherwise I'll be there all day. But I do want some blue. I wanted some dark blue over here. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to go along the edge like in a little corners, like the little corners. Just to get the color down. I want this dark blue, kind of like the dark blue of the curtain over here, which I have to get back to as well. But I just want to get a little blue down first. And I'll go in and blend some in. And some of this stuff, you don't know what it is. It could be a wall, it could be a design, it could be a shoji screen. It could be anything, right? All right, so now I got some blue down. Now I'm just going to go back and kind of feather in a kind of like a triangle. Whoops. I'm just going to kind of some things like these designs and stuff, you can't really tell what it's exactly supposed to be, so you can make it your own. Prisma needs to give you a bunch of free. Well, they'll tell you that they'll replace them, but so you got a $2 pencil that is crap, kind of like this one. So you got a $2 pencil that this happens to. You could send it back in and pay $2 shipping. Oh, But I just love the way they blend, so I just suck it up and keep on. Oh. But again, I gotta say, Janet and some of the others have said they've bought My Fairy Treasures. They just bought some new sets, and they said they're not having any problems with them. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and just say that, they fix a problem till I buy my next box. Okay, so now I'm going to take the light blue. No, I think I'll take the light blue. And I'm just going to kind of fill that in. This needs to be, yeah, that's white there. And I'm just going to kind of just put a little light blue there on the other triangle, the other half of the triangle. And then I'll just have to keep blending until I get those to blend like I want. Okay. And then maybe a little bit, see, I've kind of gone over the edge. Let me go over that, the white, kind of, could probably erase that a little. And this does not erase at 100%. Nothing erases a color pencil 100%. You almost have to paint over it to get rid of it 100%. All right, so I just want to... All right, so let me go back with the dark blue and just kind of feather a little bit more. I'm just trying to blend these two blues together, that's all. We'll get back on the girl here in a minute. Okay, now I'm going to go back with the light blue. Just blend in a little more. Just to have a little variety over here, but still ties in with the dark blue on the other side. We'll go back over to the curtain, add a little bit more draperage. Draperage? Is that a word? Just lightly blending those two together. Something like that. Okay, now I want to go in there with the brown. And anything on there. Just put a little bit of brown. Looks like it's wood, wood slats. And then go in with the sienna. Where's the sienna? All right, where did the sienna go? My pencils, I think, rolled on the floor. That's what I thought. To make it look kind of like some wood slats in between. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, now back over to the curtain here. And again, see the page curled a little, but you can just kind of bend it back, curl it back. It'll go back. So that's where we just had it wet, right? All right, let's make some space. All right, back over here on the curtain. I'm going to get a little bit of some highlight right along the fold. Maybe right along the tops of the folds there. Put a little bit of more drapery folds in there, as much as we want. Then there's some stars in there, so that's where I want to take bright yellow. I'm just going to fill those stars in, but then what I'm going to do is take some white and kind of make them look like they're shiny, even though it's on the drapery. Okay, I need a little blue more on this little edge here. Where that drapery is there. Fold. Need a little bit dark blue right here. A little blend. So it looks like some folds in the drapery, you know, which that can take a little time to get some nice detail too, if you want to take the time to do that. Whoops, that's not, where's my indigo blue? Where'd the indigo, here it is. All right, but then around those stars, I'm going to take some white and just kind of do some little, kind of like the glowy thing. See, like that. So like there's a star right there. So I'm going to just take and just kind of make a little bit of and then I want some stars. I'm going to take my white Posca pen. Thanks, Mel. Now I haven't done these little medallion things yet. Haven't decided exactly what colors I want to do those. But I want all the drapery to have stars in it. So it's almost like you pulled back the sky. It's like you pulled back the sky, the drapery of the sky. You know, like you're pulling it back here. I don't know if that made sense. And saw into this world. Maybe right in the little dot in the center of some of those stars. If you have a channel name already, put it in. If someone's talking about streaming, if I was going to say if they have a name yet, put it in. I think I'm going to put just a little, might not even show up. Okay, then we have the option, let me sharpen this. You have the option of whether you want these little medallions to have black in the background or if you want them 2 other colors. Okay, I got so much pencil on there, hang on. So I haven't decided yet, so I think I won't do them. But you could color in the backgrounds and just leave this design either white. I'm almost tempted to do it yellow in the background because that kind of goes with the stars. Yellow with maybe a little bit of, you know, an orange. Yeah, let's go with that. Let me try one. Okay. So, but I did get some. Let me use my Posca paint pen to get that black off there because it's not erasing. Okay. So I'm going to take the yellow and do the background, and then I'll shade with a little bit of orange. And that will make it glow. Like these could be little suns, you know? Like the sun. I've got to tell you the truth, guys. I'm farther along on this than I thought I'd be in an hour and a half. I am farther along on this than I thought I would be. And then I'll color her hair the same. Maybe not orange, but maybe, I'll look and see. Because I've already got her hair, you know, yellow, so I just need some. What color do I want? I don't really want, not yellow ochre, but what is this? Kind of a, no, not that. Goldenrod, maybe? Let's try goldenrod. And then just shade with goldenrod. Now you can't do a lot of shading because it's very tiny there. I'll hold it up, guys. I know you probably can't see this, but I think I'll shade a little bit of goldenrod with the yellow, and then the same in her hair. See? Just very little. See the little line right there? You can do it. You can do it. You can't be afraid. Just somebody's talking about streaming or YouTubing, either one. Don't be afraid to start. You can always record it. I mean, of course, we could be there if you're streaming and help you out. But you could always record it and then go back and watch it if you're afraid at first for your very first one. But I mean, as far as all of us, if you just stream on Ustream, we're all really nice. Now you will get your occasional, if you upload to YouTube, you'll get your occasional troll or mean person. My solution, I just delete them. I don't mess with trolls. If somebody says a nasty comment, I got to give it to Shannon Green and some of the others that can like snap back and do what I don't bother. I just delete the comments and move on. So, yeah. So it's totally up to you what you want to do as far as, you know, but don't be afraid to try. Okay, so there we go. So you can see it's just got a little bit of something going on. Okay. Now I'm gonna do her hair and the stars in her in her hair too. So I'm gonna just do like every other one. So I already got yellow paint on the stars in her hair. And so I think what I'll do is just put some of that and then take my white Posca. What did you say? Oh yeah, well, Sassy Eileen. Yeah, well, that's okay. We know we Okay, so I'm going to hold this up so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. On the light side of the star, I'm just kind of taking the Posca pen and just kind of flicking it out a little. See that? And you could do, if you don't have a Posca, you could do this with a brush and a pen and a paint. Okay, that one needs a little work right there. Kind of hard to do it up in the air. Something like that. So they have a little bit of glow. You're welcome. Okay, Sammy. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and take the white, and again, I think I'll just put a little bit extra glow around in between the star, just to make it look like it's a little bit more glowy. See? Just a little bit more. Let me do over here. Now I don't like to see the black lines in those stars are kind of bothering me. So I'm going to go ahead and take my yellow ochre, where is it? Here it is, or the goldenrod rather, and kind of maybe just go over some of those black lines, the color book lines, just so they're not so obvious. And I think I'll go ahead and do the little antennas with a little bit of goldenrod too. And this is where I would put the stickles. Okay, I'm going to put some stickles on it when I get closer to the end. But you can kind of see where we're going with it all. All right, so now I think I'm going to go in here in her hair with the goldenrod. And she's got some stars. Let me go ahead and put these stars goldenrod too, because I'm going to put those with stickles. So I think I'll just go ahead and darken those stars that are in her hair to goldenrod. And then just start shading her hair a little bit here. Y'all still with me? We're still good? Still connected? Thanks everybody for being here. Hope you got some inspiration, colored along, played along. Even if you're just, just sitting there doodling. Okay. So now white pencil is probably, there might be a couple places it'll go over, but I might need some paint. So I think I will. Even if you do yellow or other color hairs coming out from her head like I want, if you've already got too much pencil, you're not going to be able to go over that. With color pencil, it just won't show up. So I'm going to take, let me just get a little liner brush and a little bit of white paint. I think there might still be a little bit left on it. Nope. So I'm going to get a little bit of white paint. Just a dab. Okay, it's all crusted over there. There we go. So what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of the white paint. Oop, take a little bit of white paint and do some of these little strands. And then what I'll do is I'll go over them with yellow when it dries. So she's got some little hairs kind of flowing out from her head. Like there's a little breeze, and she did have a couple there that I just painted over when I did the blue. So if you want to flow out a few hairs like that, but you don't want them white. Now you might want them white, that you might look like she has a nice little glow around her head. That might be nice too. But you could, when that dries, just go back over it. Go back over the white with yellow. You know, paint them in, pencil them in yellow. So I just want a few little, flowy, breezed out hair here. Okay. Not too many, just a few. It's more than that was drawn by the artist. All right, now let me just hit that with the heat gun real quick and I'll show you. And then just take the yellow and go over the top of the white so it shows. And then you can go in there with the goldenrod or other colors. Remember, it's a color book page, so you're going to have lines. You're going to have black lines, right? Unless you really want to paint them out, which you can do, and which I have done. But just some flowy hairs like that. And then it doesn't look like she has white hair. It's just flowy hairs. Depending on how much you want to shade and bring them out. Okay, that's all I'm going to do with that. All right, yellow. All right, so now I'm going to go back in with the yellow and just kind of do a little bit of blending with the goldenrod here and there. The stars actually could have been blue in her hair, but since I'm going to glitter them, if I wasn't going to glitter them, I think they'd be better blue. Let's see, there's little stars in her hair, but I'm going to glitter those. Okay, how much time do I got? What time is it? Okay, got a little bit of time. All right, so let me go onto her skin just a little bit with a couple shades of peach. It's already got a coat of light peach on her. I'm going to keep her light, like the sun's kind of in her face there. I need to get right around her skirt with the dark brown where the wood is. All right, I got to decide what color I want our clothes. And again, he could be a couple shades. He's got some stars. I think I want his little face to be dark blue too. Let's see. Because he's got these little stars in his face. So I think I want the owl to have blue. I don't think I've missed anything. If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. Otherwise, we're just all, hopefully, everybody's doing something, some project while we're coloring here on a Monday afternoon. Okay, so now my white pencil, my white Prisma is not going to go over that dark blue and make streaks like I want, right? So I'm going to take my Posca and I'm just going to make a few little, make those stars kind of have some rays or some, When I get it too crazy, I can go back in there with the blue and shrink them back down a little. Okay, then I'm going to sharpen this brown. And do his little antlers here. And a little dark brown. I'll sharpen this one too. Okay. I'm going to decide what colors I want him. I know I want blue in his feathers. I'm going to decide what parts I want dark blue. And just color that in solid. He's got his little foot down here. Still with me? Okay. Do I want him to? I think do I want him to have blue eyes? That would be kind of cool. To have a blue-eyed owl. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to have him have blue eyes. Let me go in with this pupil and make it nice and black. Put an extra couple highlights with the Posca. Put a little light blue in there and kind of blend out those eyes. And some pretty eyes. I think I want a little shadow up on the tops here. It almost looks like he has glasses on. I think I'm going to put glasses on him. I still want to get out the stickles here in a minute. A little bit of dark blue down here. So I think I'll draw them with the Posca pen, and then we can go over them with gold if we want to. Make them some little gold rim glasses, but I want them to stand out. So I'm going to go ahead and draw them in with white. And draw it in with white. And I'm going to connect them like they're little glasses. And I'll give them some little faux ear, you know, like they're going around his ears. Like something like this. And then when this dries, I'll go over it with a gold gel pen. But I want it to show, so let me just leave that for a minute. All right, let's do some light blue under his face. Yeah, give me a second. I'll get out the gold gel pen. Okay, because I want them brown and blue. So. so now I'm going to go over the white with a gold gel pen, because now it'll show up with the white behind it, you know, better than just with the gold. And I'll probably stickle his glasses too. We'll put some glitter on the glasses. It's going to be hard to see. You look so cute in the glasses. Okay. Sharpen. All good. Glad y'all like him. Okay, I do want some more blue down the back feathers here. It's going to be a brown and blue owl. And I'll get out a brown marker, I think, to do those stripes in his feathers. Let's see how we're going so far. I know I'm kind of far away. I'm not zoomed in as I was before on the last page, because I'm trying to go all over the page. So all right, I want a brown marker. Kind of a brown sienna marker. And I want some of those stripes. It's just kind of easier sometimes to get a nice little sharp line with a marker. Okay, I think for his feathers, I'm going to go ahead and do the whole thing, just a nice light blue, and then I'm going to shade them down with dark blue. So I'm just going to put a light coat over the whole thing, and then go in there with the indigo, with sharp indigo. And just start kind of like I did over here with 2 shades of blue. I'm just going to kind of do that. I'm just going to kind of go over each feather. Just barely putting a little bit of dark blue, then I'll pull it down with the light blue. Just so you can kind of see each feather there. So go like that. And go back with the light blue. Oh, I don't know if I'm staying in camera or not. Thanks. And then just kind of pull down the dark and just kind of blend it out. Maybe leave just a little edge of white. Of course, you can always go back in there with a Posca pen if you want a nice little white edge or some white paint. I want them to look kind of feathery. And always go back in with more dark blue if you need. Right now I'm just kind of trying to make it smeary like the feathers are kind of feathery. And then go back in there with the dark blue in just a couple little areas to make it really right under his chin. And I am in camera, okay. I think we're going to actually finish, well, I'm not finished with this down here, but other than the lattice down there, we might finish. What time is it? I got to go in 10 minutes. I tell myself I got to be gone by 3, so I can get a couple things done before Jean comes on. So however far we're gone, I kind of like the white up there, with maybe just a touch of light blue shadow, but that still looks white. So I want those little horns to be white and the little fur on his face to stay white. Okay. I hadn't decided on our clothes colors, but anyway, there's the owl. And again, if you want a little touch of white on the edge of the feathers, we could go in there just on the very tips of the feathers. Make sure it's still flowing here. And you get these Posca pens at Jet Pens. I don't think you can buy these white Poscas at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. At least I haven't seen them at mine. So I'm going to make him have a few more little, I think around his eyes, I'm going to make some little fur kind of pop out. He has some kind of little ring thing around his eye. But I think I'm going to make these little lines, almost like, it just gives it a little oomph. Same thing down here. I think I'm going to put a little spotted areas on his tail. Like that. Hi, Emma. Okay. I still haven't finished her. Think I can finish her up in 10 minutes. Thanks everybody for being here. I hope y'all enjoyed Color Book Day and reading some Cadfell background information. Alright. Maybe I'll keep her dress. Maybe that's kind of like lacy. Maybe I'll just do some light blue shading and keep it all white. I think I'll do that. This can just all be lace, kind of lacy. She'll stand out nice. With just a little bit of shadow. A little bit of shading on her clothes. But keep it like white. With just a tiny bit of blue. Just put a little bit of shadow here. A little folds in her clothes. A little shadow under her hair. And blend that out. Shirts up there. Maybe just a little stripy area. Keep it all kind of the same colors. Oh, thanks, guys. All right, now let me do the stickles because we're going to run out of time. So I want some gold stickles. Okay, so I've got some gold. I think there's some left in here. Let's make sure. Is there any left in there? I might be out of this one. I might have to dig out another one. So what I want to do, ooh, this one's kind of thick on the edge. I want to put some gold, and you probably won't be able to see it until I hold it up to the camera. But I want these little stars to kind of be a little more, you know, pokey outy. Like, you know, glowing off of her. Let's put some stars in her hair. Does she need a couple extra ones? Maybe. Maybe just a couple on the ends of her hair glow. That. Maybe just a little glow in the sun up there. Just a tiny bit. And then his glasses. Okay. And again, you won't be able to see that on camera when I photograph it, but you guys will know it's there. Okay. Oh, I did want some over here too. Hang on, guys, I did want some over there. I wanted some over here in these stars, remember? Oh, this is the one that's empty. Yellow. Let's see if there's any in this yellow here. Just want a little bit. Okay, well, let me get one that's not clogged. Hang on. Let's go back to this one. I wanted some glow in the. So there we go, guys, I think. Other than putting some more shading down here, we pretty much got it done. All right, so there we go. A little bit more, needs a little bit more shading inside these medallion things. So there we go, guys. I just got a shade in there and a little bit more shading in there. And I'll try to take some pictures of it after a while. It might not be till tomorrow, depending on how much, because I still have to finish that other one too. But I will like photograph something here for my thumbnails. The thumbnails on YouTube. So I hope you all like that, guys. All right. It's a little flashed out. Let me try to get the right darkness, because I try to keep it a little light for the camera, you know, while we're doing it. But there you go. That's a little better. All right, guys. Well, we will see you later. Thanks, everybody, for being here. If I miss saying hi to you, then I didn't mean to. But thanks, everybody, for being here, and we'll see you on the next streamer. Bye.